have the other ones available in there. But
So, Luke, what are you drinking today?
Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
I mean, bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
I learned my lesson from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drinks imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day?
I'm going to do you a favor, Jens. I just say, no later.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bat houses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like one of our draw streams, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Woo! Yes, guys. There we are. It is Sunday. This means another episode of I Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and their hopes and their dreams, but also their books and their campaigns. Because frankly, I am done with mainstream. Mainstream kind of sucks. It's boring. And indie is where the passion is, guys. So I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. I've been working this weekend just writing. I've been doing stuff. I've been busy. We always keep things moving around here. And I can tell you that we are working on a Perfect 10 issue 5. And the covers, so 2 covers, cover A, cover B, are both drawn. They're drawn by Pau, and Daniel, the colorist, is right now working on them, coloring them. And I can't wait to show you guys once they're done. So we will start a pre-launch page for that pretty soon. All right. I almost didn't have a show today because my guest canceled. But luckily someone jumped into it and said, "All right, give me this spot. I have something to show people." So we're going to show you guys a wonderful campaign today. The link for the campaign that we're showing is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. If you have any questions, comments for the guest, let us know and we'll throw it at him. All right. So share out this stream, please, because I basically told people that I wasn't going to stream today. So maybe they just tuned out. So just share it out. Surprise stream. Right. It's time for the guest. Guys. It's a brand new guest to the show. Never been on the show before, which is awesome. So I can introduce you to new people and new people to you. So let's just do this, guys. Let's bring them on. May I have a very warm welcome for Matt Burke.
What's up, Dave? How you doing? Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this last minute, sir. Much appreciated. Glad we could help each other out here. So yeah, I'm doing fine. To answer your question, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Been up, been working on my new book, other than this one, and just trying to knock out some pages. I'm on a page right now where it's like I get to draw like all this cool stuff, and my mind goes blank because there's infinite opportunities. So it was fun though. It was fun. I got to dig into that, So I had a great time this morning. I also did a show last night too. I do Metal Movies and Brewskys live now on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that was fun. Normally I would do midnight shows, so just switching it up. So yeah, man. How are you?
I think I always miss your shows. Must be the time zone thingy, right? I kind of miss
Netherlands, right?
Yes. So
what time is it over there right now?
It's now 8
p.m.
8 p.m. Yes.
Okay, so I'm in California. I'm in like Los Angeles, or county, and over here it's 12. It's lunchtime, so it's pretty.
Oh, that's
early.
Really early. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All
right.
Mike is here. Mike, welcome, Mike. Oh, pre-launch sign in, even though I came in just to miss for what doesn't matter. Also, hi, Dave and Ticker. Oh yes, the Ticker. Thank you for reminding me, Mike. I was talking about the pre-launch sign up for Perfect 10 5. I hope to get that up pretty soon, within 2 weeks. I think within 2 weeks we can do that. And he says, welcome, Brewskys and Movies.
Welcome back tonight, Mike. How you doing?
Something like that, Brewsky Movies. Dark Side is Comics is also here. Welcome, Dark Side.
Yeah, he's got a killer review channel. If you guys haven't checked out Dark Side, go check out his reviews.
Exactly.
Best comic book review site out there, in my opinion. So
yes, daily content. That's crazy.
Daily.
Let me see. And Ryu is also here. Welcome, Ryu.
Ooh, how you doing?
Welcome.
Hey.
Right, guys. Glad you're here with us today as we talk to Matt Burke. Before we start with anything, Matt, I need to ask you that I need to ask all my guests is, what are you drinking?
Oh, for sure, man. Normally I'd be drinking like a bourbon or a rum. Like last night, I just got a bottle of Sailor Jerry's rum, but right now I'm just drinking some Caffeine Explosion coffee, and that's it. The brand's called Caffeine Explosion. So
that's the brand name.
Yeah, it's a brand, Caffeine Explosion. I bought it at Winco Foods. It's a big chain. It's getting bigger. It's employee owned. Normally, I'm drinking different stuff. I actually do reviews of comics, and when I do said reviews, I usually try to focus in most of the time on indie books and crowdfunded books that I review, and I usually match it up with the beer. So I'll find, usually it's like a label or something. If it's a cowboy book, oh look, there's a cowboy beer. Kind of that's my shtick, So sure. Yeah.
All right. Coffee. So we have our beer commentator, Jens. Jens, we're drinking coffee today.
Don't you talk to me before I have my coffee. Oh, I need some more coffee.
All right, Jens. Thank you for the commentary. So Matt, so what got you into comic books? You're into metal, you're into a lot of things, but also comic books. So what got you into that side of things?
I don't know. As a kid, I've always just been drawn to these really like bombastic, like crazy looking images and characters. I started drawing when I was like 3 or 4. I think it was Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, and Batman. I just kind of picked it up from there. At a very young age, I was taken to a comic books convention. It was a Wizard Con downtown LA at the Hilton, where I got to, see, all the X-Men, stuff like that. Growing up, my dad, he he was around. He was disabled, so he was recording a lot of stuff. The stuff, the Ninja Turtle, or no, not Ninja Turtles, but X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman animated series. I have all that on tape. I still have it on VHS. That really got me into it. Grandfather, he was really into the pulps. He was a Detroit cop from back in the day. And he got me into the Shadow, the Phantom, that type of stuff. So I was really into that. Conan the Barbarian, like just fantasy, just all of that stuff. As far as like drawing of my own characters, I've been drawing like since I was 4. Just trying to learn here and there, like what I can pick up from everybody. And yeah, man, that's kind of slowly how I got into comics. But as far as like making indie comics, I started with Butch Cleaver about 10 years ago. I had made the first book. I drew it, and I thought it was trash. I went back and redrew it, and that was the first issue. And now I'm basically on I've done 2 graphic novels, and what I'm doing now is I'm putting them on FundMyComic for a second chance campaign for people that haven't picked them up before. I've got about 100 backers on each campaign, but there's thousands of people out there, that have never read it. So I want to have it available to them, and that's kind of how I got into comics, sort of, loosely.
Right. So this book you made now, it's already funded, basically.
Oh,
and right
yeah.
Now
I already have inventory. Yeah, plenty. Ready to ship off. I live a block from the post office, so the only thing is, I have it up for U.S. orders only. It's just that shipping is so crazy everywhere else in the world. So if you really want the book, we can work something out through the campaign. I can make a tier for you, or you can hit me up on PayPal. We can do something like that. I really just want to get my book out there so people can talk about it, love it, hate it, critique it. That's how I'm going to get better. But I will say though, like these books have been made a long time ago, and I have stepped up my art skill and writing a little bit too. It just happens if you keep doing it, you're going to get better, so keep that in mind.
Right. Mike says, have you ever watched that Spider-Man animated series? The episodes are edited really fast paced.
Yeah, there's a multitude of different ones now. They actually have on Disney Plus. I was a really big fan, and I do have the ones from the first one that they did back in the 90s. That was my favorite, still is. Ultimate Spider-Man might be the one you're referring to. That one's pretty cool. I like that one a lot, but still, I like the OG one from the 90s.
Right. I meant rewatch. Yeah, sometimes people watch them multiple times, right? Did you check the new X-Men series?
No, I want to see it, man. I want to see that. That's on the list. Also, the new Roadhouse. I'm really excited about the new Roadhouse. I love that Patrick Swayze film with Sam Elliott. That one kicks ass. And there's another Patrick Swayze movie too, where it's like kind of Mad Maxian, and he's got a sword, and he's out in the desert. And I've seen it on one of the free streaming platforms, but still haven't got a chance to watch it.
Yeah. When I think of Patrick Swayze, I can't remember he was in too many things, like this dance movie plus
Dirty
Roadhouse.
Dance,
That's basically it.
And Ghost. I think those are
Ghost. Yeah, right. Yeah,
those would be the 3 big hits right there.
Yes. Right. Sure. So okay. So comics. So you mentioned fantasy comics. Is that your favorite genre?
To be honest, I would say loosely fantasy, because there's a lot you can do with it. Absolutely. But I am somewhat of a genre stan. I do like all genres. Not too much with romance. It just bores the hell out of me. But action, adventure, sci-fi, horror, fantasy, sword and sorcery, sword and sandal. I mean, all the different subgenres, So yeah, dude, I like them all. But fantasy, it's kind of a gray blanket term that I could use. So yeah, definitely fantasy, bro.
Sword and sandal. So sword and sandal, that's more like grounded fantasy.
I think it's a little more grounded, more loose fantasy, where you would take historical stuff and kind of put a little tweak on it. And then sword and sorcery is like primarily Robert E. Howard, And that thing I like about Howard is like his is more grounded because he was more of a historian. So you have like, for the most part, you'd have like giant apes, giant snakes, giant spider stuff that's like, that's probable. And so that's what I like about it. And you have the snake people, which is draconian, and then there was snake worshippers, and I don't know, man. He just pulled a lot of that from there, and then even Tolkien loved Howard, So
yes,
he's my favorite writer.
Yes. When I was young, I wasn't really a book writer. I was more comics, right?
Oh yeah, me too.
But Conan, I read the hell out of Conan.
Well, brother, that's actually the one of the few. Like, I'm actually reviewing mainstream books again, but they're not mainstream. They're not big two. I'm reading the new Titan Conan. I'm reading every issue and the Savage Tales. So So far,
Right.
so good. I've done 2 reviews. I'm gonna do another one tonight. It'll probably drop at midnight. But yeah,
Oh, cool.
love Conan. Conan and Solomon Kane. He's just the Howard verse. So
Yes. You're very active with your YouTube channel, right?
yeah, this year I'm going pretty hard. I'm gonna go real hard on it this year. I'm trying to adjust time frequencies and trying to see what people like and what people find entertaining. At the end of the day, I want to be an entertaining person, and I want to provide entertaining books. I do all this for my comic books. I want people
Yes.
to read my comics, and I want people to be entertained with them. I don't want them. I want them to be to love it, hate it, find it cringe, but I don't want them to be sleeping. So I want them to turn into pages. So that's my thing.
Right. Mike says the final work that Patrick Swayze did, the Beast TV series in 2009, for which he worked through his cancer pain without medication. Wow, that's pretty good.
Brutal.
I never heard of that.
I heard of the show. It has Ragnar Lothbrok from Vikings, Travis Fimmel. I think that was like one of the first shows he was ever in. Been meaning to check it out, but I still haven't got around to it.
Wow, 2009. All right. Yeah. Okay, so what made you decide that you wanted to make your own comic?
I always wanted to be a comic book artist, and I think high school we had to pick like somebody that we would emulate and like look up to. For me, it was Todd McFarlane. I loved his art. I loved the way that he ran his business. I like Spawn a lot. I was a bigger fan of the Max though. That was like the real book that I was really into. That's what really like lit it up was that whole Image era. That was when I was in like 5th grade. Me and the buddies would go to school after school. We'd buy the books we could. There was, a few of the guys were drawing. There were people that could draw good. I could draw okay. Some of the other dudes could draw better than me. We would all just take turns at that, showing each other pieces. My buddy could pump out a Violator on a napkin in like 2 seconds. Violator head, with the 20 eyeballs and all.
Yeah, it's like when you're in school and you're creative, you can draw a little bit. Then you find someone else.
Yeah,
who can draw, and you kind of go together, right? You can draw, I can draw.
Yeah.
Let's make something together. That
kind of happens everywhere, and
Yeah,
I would skateboard, bike, rollerblade, like everywhere. Like that's how it was. We'd have comic book stores everywhere, all over California. We were always doing stuff, watching TV, playing video games, active. Doing everything. It was the best time. And I could draw the Max like anywhere. I didn't need any reference or anything. Not saying it looked good or bad, but he was the one character I could draw. I love the panel break. I love the draftsmanship and the way the panels were set up, the storytelling of Sam Keith and the Max. So that inspired me a lot. And then, I that was the book that I read. I found out about the Goon later on. And that was one book I really picked up on every time it comes out. That's another book I'm waiting for is the next Goon. I love Eric Powell's books. Don't really follow. I don't really agree with his politics. I think he could kind of kick back on that because I don't really care about it.
Is the Goon still going?
Yeah, it's coming out the next issue pretty soon. Even his Hillbilly was dope. An Appalachian fantasy book. No one ever did Hillbilly fantasy. That's something that's actual. It goes down. They did a TV show about something like that called Outsiders or The Outcast, something like that, which was really good. But sorry to derail SideQuest too much to do that a bit. So I got into that. That was in junior high. McFarlane was he was a big influence on me, and so that was something that I wanted to do. Like, yeah, man, it kind of got away from me in high school. Like, there was this art academy. I wanted to get into it. They said, you got the skills, you got the talent, boom, 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 your grades aren't there, you're not coming in. All right, fuck it, boom. Put the art away, started getting into metal. I did metal for 10 years and then eventually settled down, got into the family mode, which I love, and I'm happy about that. Wife, kids, and my wife pushed me to start doing comics, and then I started. That was right around the time the New 52 came out. I've just been like a casual comic book buyer up until that was about maybe 12 years ago. And then the Butch Cleaver idea just popped in my head. One night I woke up in the middle of the night. I ran downstairs. I had like 10 characters that just started coming out. Boom, 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 boom. Came up with all these characters, and I slowly started writing backstories. Then after that, I just had like this bottle just opened, and ever since then I've had like never-ending comic book ideas, characters, things like that. I actually have to stop thinking about shit because it'll just keep going and going. So that's where I've been. And then at that time too, I started writing and drawing the first comic book Butch Cleaver, which is dog shit. I never released. So
all right,
it's a lot.
No worries. We'll just rewind a little bit because you said something. You said you did metal. So what do you mean? Did you play music?
I was a vocalist in a few metal bands in high school.
Oh, okay.
It was we did. I was a couple different genres. Started out with reggae, kind of like Sublime. I don't know if you ever heard of that stuff.
Reggae.
And then kind of like the California one, sort of like Long Beach style. Then eventually kind of moved into alternative metal, like Korn, Deftones, Limp Bizkit,
Right.
that type of stuff. This is in high school. Then I discovered more of the Scandinavian metal scene, and I kind of just been hooked on that stuff for like the past 20 something odd years. And
The Scandinavian metal scene.
yeah,
That-
and
It's really different, the sounds. That
little. I mean, if you get in there and really like dissect it, there's the different countries have their little ticks, Norway,
Sure.
and Sweden and whatnot. But man, I just love all that stuff over there. I really got into that. But at the same time, while all that was going on, there was the metalcore scene that was over here in America that was really blowing up too. So that was the stuff that I started listening to when I started getting into the other bands, and met some buddies along the way, played some shows, almost got signed, played at the Whiskey. That was really fun. And after that, I just called it quits for a while.
All
But I
right.
still make music. I still record metal with my best friend Dave, and we've been in like 4 bands together. So that's what we do. And I usually try to sync up a song with each book that I make. So it's kind of fun. So right now I'm working on a
really?
new book,
Oh, yeah.
Hell
yeah, you
War,
make your own
and I'm writing.
soundtrack.
Yeah, it's fun. I love it, man.
Is Raised Fist, is that a band name or something? Raised Fist?
90s
Mike-
metal. I'll have to check
Mike
them out.
mentioned it.
I've heard of them before. There's so many bands.
Nightmare, yeah. All right.
That's
Right.
a big thing. And sorry.
So it's more often that I talk to people who've been in bands,
Yeah.
and the thing that I hear often is that people switch bands quite a lot. You said you were in 4 different bands, right?
Yeah.
This is something that I hear more often. Like bands, they form, they fall apart.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Right.
man.
Right. Okay. So what is your current band called?
Well, right now it's just me and my buddy Dave, but it's Nightmare Nemesis. And right now we're
Nightmare
just
Nemesis.
Okay. And we're basically just putting songs up every now and then. I'd like to do an album again. We did one, but we never fully recorded the whole thing. But right now we're just doing songs whenever we have the time. He works 12 hours a day. I work 10 to 12 hours a day. Then I come home and do my comic book for 3 to 4 hours. So
holy shit.
and then, so like right now I'm working on the Hell War lyrics, in between stuff. But for right now, I try to put energy into different artistic things. That way they have the full amount of electricity, because sometimes they don't get enough energy going into that, enough electricity going into this drawing needs enough electricity. These lyrics need enough electricity. These melodies need enough electricity. And if it's not getting enough electricity, then I got to move on to something else, energy,
Sure, right.
juice, and I,
Right.
and
Right.
yeah,
You
we
get
just
something from it.
I used to
If
be
you don't
very
get something
robotic,
from
and robotic is good too because it helps you focus. But then at the same time, the energy suffers from it sometimes, I think. And so I've learned
Right.
that from a multitude of different creators and artists that it's good to have multiple things. At least work on 3 things at once. So that's
It's also oftentimes that the talented people, they have like multiple talents or interests, right?
yeah, totally,
It's
man.
seldom one thing. So can we hear your music somewhere? Do you upload
yeah.
it or something?
Yeah, if you go to the campaign page, it's actually on there. Like
Oh,
for everybody that it's on my YouTube channel too. So if you click on the song Butch Cleaver, I have the song Butch Cleaver. I named one after him. I'm working on Hell War, which would be the next one. But yeah, I try not to spoil the song because if you read the lyrics, you can kind of get what's going on with.
All right.
I put the lyrics in there, so if you guys want to check that out. But it is melodic death metal, so it's gonna be like that.
Melodic death metal. All right.
Yeah.
Raised Fist is a band name. I guess they're considered hardcore rather than metal, though.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
hardcore too. I'm like a metal mark. I like all the different subgenres of metal. I also like music in general. I think if you want to further yourself in music, it's good. All right, metal. It's good to listen to a lot of different stuff, man. Keeps you inspired and it gives you a lot of different ideas.
Right. All right. Yeah, I think we should bring up your campaign. Let's talk about your book, like your project right now.
Sweet.
Share the screen, and then we go to this one, Butch Cleaver 1 and 2. This is a second chance campaign, right?
Yeah, it's basically a second chance for the second book. I just launched it a week ago. I haven't got any backers on it. This is essentially just a store. So if people want to come up and pick the book, There's a little trailer right there. Again, it's going to have some melodic death metal on it. So,
should we watch it?
If you want, yeah, go for it.
Sure. Yeah. Holy shit.
I awaken from my own cocoon inside of skeletal void. I've seen the crimson archway stream down low. I've felt the blood splash on my face. Alone in the cleavers, remember the dead body. See the deceivers and the runner. Count the pain of the creatures slain. Better in the night, it's time to run the ball. Number roll. Are you the victor? Are you the villain? Where the ball by the horns and bring the number.
Wow.
That's the song too, so you guys can hear a little snippet of it, you know.
That's indeed heavy stuff.
Yeah, it's fun, you know. It's a good
but
way
it
to
fits. But it fits the comic. It fits the theme. It's
sort of, yeah. It's hard because it's a horror fantasy western, so you're trying to find the melody. You know, metal is trying to find a good western melody. So it's fun. It was fun. My buddy,
Right.
I thought he did a good job.
Right.
writing
Horror
it.
western. We don't have plenty of those. Horror westerns.
No, it's kind of a thinner genre, you know.
Yes.
And this one, it's the world, like I hate to say it, but the Rune Cutter verse. That's my company, Rune Cutter Comics. It's in a world that's like a universe parallel to ours. It's our universe, but what if something else happened to kind of tweak things around a little bit? So things are there, they're the same, but they're little tweaks here and there, you know. So
right, the Rune Cutter. Rune Cutter. So that was a different title that you made, right? Rune Cutter.
Rune Cutter Comics. That's just my company.
Oh, that's your company.
Yeah, and I wanted everything to be in the same universe. You know what I mean? So like my next book, Hell War, is going to be in there. So basically, like the whole shtick is that kind of would relate to this, but during the Ragnarok, the Viking apocalypse, what happens in you know, if you were to read the tales and the sagas, but what happened is it kind of tweaked the world around a little bit. So if you go over like maybe somewhere in Scandinavia, you're going to have part of the world serpent's carcass laying there dead. It's been there for like thousands of years. People are living in it. You know, there's villages inside of it. You know, if you go over to Hollywood, certain things are going to be tweaked around a little bit. And it's all fun. I don't take it too seriously, but I'm trying to have fun with it too. It's a comic book. It's a cartoon, dude. You know what I mean? So let's have some fun, you know? So that's how I take it.
Right. All right. So this art, you are the artist, right? You are the writer, the artist. You do everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So where did you learn how to draw?
As far as that goes, I have just been drawing since I was about 3 years old, just drawing. Mm-hmm. At a young age, like in third grade, they said I was okay, like I was pretty good, like a little better than average. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I could be an artist someday. So I've just been drawing. I took some drawing classes in high school. And then after that, Bone Tomahawk is a great one. After that, man.
Classic, yeah. That movie kind of messed me up. That one scene.
If you're like a human, it's gonna mess you up. Like if you walk away from that, like you should probably, I don't know, see somebody. Like it should fuck you up a little bit. For me, that director's in my top 3 visionary directors. Check out Brawl in Cell Block 99. I can't recommend that movie more.
Well, the thing was also that I didn't really realize that it was a horror film. I was just watching
changes
this
on you.
Western, right?
It does a switch on you. You know.
Yes,
that's what's so cool about it. You know.
That was shocking. This page layout is pretty interesting. This creature to begin with, and then the panels that you create from the layout here. So this creature is one of the beings in your story?
Oh yeah, that's actually Butch Cleaver. In
Oh,
his,
that's Butch Cleaver,
it's
right.
in his primal form. So when
Okay.
he say like, because he is pretty OP. I'm not gonna lie, because that's fucking fun. You know what I mean? It's a comic book. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't want their characters to be OP. They need to be this grounded person. It's like, no, I could watch the news for that. So I kind of, for the most part, like to have the character badass, you know, and like do things that I can never do, like out there, like super, you know, hero.
Sure.
And not necessarily he's a hero, but maybe will be one day. So Butch, whenever he's like kind of brought back to life, he gets into this bone cocoon and he just hatches out. When he comes out, he's this hulking bone beast, and that's kind of how he looks. He has the power to manipulate bone on a molecular level, but he's really blue collar, so he doesn't, you know, he's not going to make like a dragon or nothing like that. He could, you know, if some people were to draw this character, there's the sky's the limit. He could do all kinds of stuff with them. Think like Swamp Thing, but with bone.
Oh, that's freaking awesome.
So that's him, and that's all him right there. Oh, thank you, man.
Sorry?
Thank you. Oh, I was gonna say that's him as a kid right there playing with his dog Greenie.
Oh,
his dog Greenie. He was so in Butch Cleaver 2. If I had my way, I just feel like my time is kind of fleeting on this earth, and I would have saved the origin for 30 years from now. But I don't, so I put it in the second book. 2, my character is a lot like Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason, you know, but I don't want him to, you know, I want him. Yeah, I love Zalder's work as well, dude. He's in my top 3 visionaries. Brawl, dude. Check out Brawl, Cell Block 99. Yeah, man. So I put the origin in the second book. That way you can human with him a little bit, you know, and you could see maybe he can have somewhat of a redemption arc, you know. Why did he turn this way, you know?
Right.
But at the same time, going forward, I'll let him have a pass, because I want my villains now going forward to be, or people like that, irredeemable. They're villains. They have to be the polar opposite of the hero. We don't have enough villains, like real hard villain. Everything's got to be gray or anti-hero for the most part, you know. So, which I'm guilty of it too. But going forward, like Butch, he's the only one that's probably going to get a pass, I think.
Right. So he's the main character, but it's not necessarily the hero.
Not necessarily. Yep, that's right.
All right. And he's fully bone. He's a creature made from bone, and he can shape that and form that into like sharp objects and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right.
He usually just does, you know, shotguns, you know, rifles.
Oh.
You know, because it's in the 1800s, and it's in this town of Oubliette. And Oubliette is this town that I'm really into. Like, I've got like 100 different inspirations for this, but I really wanted to draw, like, I like Gothic architecture, you know, but I also love Western. So I wanted to put like Hammer and like Spaghetti West kind of together, you know. So every other building is like a cathedral or a saloon or a French Quarter building, and I'm really into like New Orleans and Paris and London and all of that, just kind of cooked up into this town that, you know, was somewhere between Texas and Louisiana, but disappeared. So that's the town of Oubliette, and it's filled with, you know, ghosts and ghouls and banditos and pirates and
that's a fictitious town, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, totally fictitious. And Bush is raised there, and it's a lot of the slaughterhouses are retrofitted cathedrals. And his dad opens up an abandoned slaughterhouse called Cleaver Cuts, and you'll see that in like the first issue. That's him with his uncle Jake right there. Is Jake? Something happened to his parents, and he has to live with his uncle Jake now, and he's teaching him how to cut meat. So that's showing him the ropes basically, and Butch just takes to it like, you know, like a fish to water basically.
He likes it too much.
Exactly, like don't butcher it, Butch. You know.
Right.
And this is
Butch.
Butch.
His real name is Butch also.
Yeah, his last name's Cleaver. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Cool. So the colors, you also do the color work?
Yes.
This all digital art?
All Photoshop. The art is all traditional. The colors are all Photoshop.
Okay. Right.
I would do digital. I'm open to it sometime. Right now, I'm just really on this traditional kick, you know. But yeah, that's like another topic, I guess.
This concept for this creature is crazy, man. It's really cool.
Thanks.
So do you need to do a lot of research for that time period, a Western theme?
I think you should. For me, I there's always new things to learn about, but I think I've just kind of learned a lot. You know, I guess being an American and growing up in a family that loved Westerns and Western TV shows. Yeah. Not to saying that that's accurate, because when you get older, you learn that a lot of stuff was kind of made up to sell or to, you know, tell stories, which is cool, which is more fun, you know. So there's that, but then there's also like, well, what happened on the East Coast and what happened in, you know, the Victorian era, you know, like what else is going on in the world? How can I bring that to Oubliette, you know? So
Sure.
Gangs of New York was a real big influence on me. I love that movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, yeah, totally.
Who is this character with the beard?
That right there is the pirate in there. I try to introduce characters into the world because I want to draw like that stuff. And that's Raw Meat Ren. He's like the most vile pirate to sail the 9 seas in Butch Cleaver. And
Right.
he's got a blunderbuss arm, a blunderbuss leg, and a blunderbuss. Yeah, and he's like kind of inspired by Blackbeard and Phantom of the Opera, Leatherface.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Guys, by the way, the link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's in the description of the video. Check it out. If you're back, let us know and we can have a little celebration. So what's happening here? I see.
So right here, Butch is riding his bull, which is he's a bull boy, like a cowboy, but
All right.
cowboys didn't ride cows; they rode horses. But he rides well, they rode bulls too. But yeah, he's a bull boy. That's his bull Tor. He resurrects from the dead in the first chapter of the book, or the first issue, if you guys ever picked that up. And right now he's going to in the story. Well, just a brief synopsis to the story. He's brought back to life by a voodoo curse, and it's a cursed voodoo doll. And in the town, there's this character named the Voodoo Doll, and he's a preacher pimp. So the first part of his building that he works in, the first part of it is a church, and the back house is a bordello. So in the front you got the House of Love, and the back you got the doll house. That's the name of his bordello. So he's going there, and he actually made a voodoo doll of Butch Cleaver, and he put a hex on him and Butch's boss, Whitey the Ratatouille, the White Rat. So you'll see the White Rat a little bit once you scale down, I believe. He hexed both of them, but Butch got the power to weaponize bone. Whitey, you don't know what power he got yet. I kind of left that as a mystery somewhat.
Sure.
So
and he can float, like
he could. Right there, he's just kind of gliding down, you know.
But
he could fly too. You know, he just doesn't. He's not thinking that way yet, just because he's just kind of still got the same mindset. He's still trying to figure out his powers.
Right. And what's his goal?
His goal is to find out like what the main reason was to why he got killed and who killed him.
All
so
right.
he keeps getting little clues. He thinks this person did it. Oh, damn, that person didn't do it. Oh, it was another guy. So he keeps doing that. You know, that's like the main arc of the first 2 and 3 books that I'm going to do.
Okay, sure. All right. So it's also some sort of mystery, right? What's behind his death. All right. The dollhouse.
A lot of action too. So like that's a main thing. In this story right here, it's kind of like there's just something about the story dynamic where a character has to travel up this tower, you know, like Tower of the Elephant, you know, or with the Robert E. Howard story, or the Raid, or Dread, you know what I mean? So that was a big thing. Or even a lot of movies are always going up to the castle to kill, you know, the wizard, you know what I mean? Or Batman's going up to the Belfry to fight Jack Nicholson, or you know what I mean? Or the Crow, he's going to go up there to fight Top Dollar in the Brandon Lee Crow. So in here, I kind of wanted him to be scaling the building, hit the street. He's fighting the cop, and then he starts to go into the worshiping spot of the church. He's comes face to face with Zulambi, which is this badass zombie that he's going to go head to toe or head to head with.
This guy, this purple dude.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He looks tough.
Yeah, he's a badass. He works for the Voodoo Doll. The Voodoo Doll has his family, and so he has to do, or knows the whereabouts of him at least, and so he has to do whatever he says to see where his family is. So Butch and him, he's like, "Oh, I've seen you around, but sorry, man, looks like we got to fight," you know.
Yes, this atmosphere of this book, I really like that. It also would fit some sort of video game. Like you have to scale up these levels, right? You have these powers because you can generate abilities, basically.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome, like Arkham City or something. Yeah, I'd really like that.
All right, this is him ripping out of his coat or something.
Yeah, his bone cocoon.
Bone cocoon. Okay. Oh wow, this design is crazy.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's I don't know. I wanted to do something with bone anatomy, so where
Yeah,
it's like it's not human anatomy, but it's humanoid, you know. So
right.
it's always kind of amorphous and popping, and I want to hear the cracks, you know, when he's changing and stuff like that. I try to put that in there as much as possible. As far as the coloring, like different characters and different moods, I was, you know, Butch's house is green because it's death. You know, if you go in, because when he goes back home, and it's you know, it's abandoned, and you know, it's his dad's another part of it, since he's trying to find out who murdered his father too. So he's trying to find out who murdered him and his father. So there's two different reasons missions he's going on. You know, that's what's going to be in the next book. I ain't gonna lie though, the next graphic novel is not coming out for a few years, and in that one he's trying to figure out, you know, that. So
right. So there's a lot of paranormal stuff going on, right? Is this condensed? Is this condensed to this city, or is this worldwide in your universe?
It's definitely worldwide. Yeah, I haven't really got into that yet, but yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Right. But there are normal humans living here also in this town.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately for them.
Yeah. Unfortunately for them, man.
Yeah.
And it's like you make up this character like Butch Cleaver. Like, what does he fight? You know what I mean? Who's he going toe to toe with? You know, so you got to have either someone completely light and, you know, and gaudy, or just dark characters. You know, and
because when the main character looks like that, you have to come up with crazy shit for the villains, right? For the
yeah, and he's not. I mean, he's OP, but you could kill him. Like you know, each time something's going to have to happen if he keeps dying and resurrect himself and has to hatch out of a cocoon. So far, it's like happened, you know, just a few times. And when his bones he actually has an exoskeleton, so the inside of his bones are filled with this pink goo. That's like his blood, basically. You think like Pepto-Bismol, you know.
Okay.
So,
right.
And he has to drink whiskey milk, so he needs the calcium. You know, he needs to drink. So he goes to this. His one of his buddies is Vargbjorn, and he has the Varg skull, which is a Viking mead hall saloon. So he goes there, and it's like you know, you go in there and there's a bunch of Viking shield maidens that run that, and they're prostitutes, you know, but they're there and they kick ass. They got swords. If you try to mess with them, they'll chop you up. You know, there's one dude though that owns it, and that's Vargbjorn. That's his buddy. He's a bartender, and yeah, man, he goes in there and he gets his drink on. Basically, you know, that's his kick it spot. I needed like a Cheers. I needed a Moe's Tavern in here. You know, so
well, everybody knows his name.
Yeah.
Mike says, yes, your character design looks great, and so does your architecture.
Oh, wow. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, this is great stuff. So how many pages have you done so far?
Cool. So the first page is, or the first book is, I believe 72 pages with back matter, like behind the scenes stuff. And then the second book is 52 pages. And also, I believe it has a little bit of back matter in there as well. I got them right here, actually. So
great.
This is the first book right here. Sorry, man. It's been so long. There's a lot of pages in there.
Oh, that's big. Yeah.
You got like the back matter, you know.
Wow. That's excellent. This is just one book, right? So the second book will be the same?
Yeah, the second book's smaller though. That's
Small.
This one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Second book. This one has like a different style of matte finish. I wanted this one. I'm trying different stuff with each book. This one's a little more like glossy, you know, shiny. I wanted this one to be more dusty, you know, like kind of like the town and whatnot. So it opens up with Butch's straight off like in Ireland with the parents getting married. So you're gonna see like his whole arc, you know. I wanted to know everything about him. So you have 52 pages, and then there is some back matter in here. You got behind the scenes stuff too. So
that's cool. That is cool.
And the first backer of the campaign is going to get this right here. It's a FundMyComic. It's the design that I did for it, the actual OG design, the paper I drew it on.
That's cool.
That's going to get thrown in there, and also a free sketch card. I'm giving 10 of those away to the first 10 backers. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they're all done too. So.
All right. Yeah, it's a great feeling, right, when you have your own book, like printed, done, printed. You have it. That's really
definitely.
Cool. Right. So you have like 3 books planned.
I definitely. Yeah, I have the third book's already the script's already done and written. It's already. I just have to. It's going to take me at least 2 years to make it. I haven't even started making it yet, though.
Oh shit!
I wanted to have. So I have a good chunk of Butch Cleaver right now. There's 2 books. That's a lot. There should be. You should be able to get like kind of know where the story's going and get a little bit of like, okay. He got some ends. He whooped some ass in there. So that should be able to hold people over for a little bit. But I do have the 3rd one planned out. That I could write Butch Cleaver for 1,000 years, or I could give it to people and have them do it and kick it around. He's like, that's how I wanted it to be. But also I wanted to give him a rest and go and there's another book I wanted to work on too called Hell Wars. So that's what I'm working on right now. So that one's going to come out in a year. So that's why Butch Cleaver ain't going to be out for at least probably wouldn't be 3 years or so.
Right.
But this is here for now, and I have first prints.
Yeah, this is some gruesome stuff right here. So
well, that's his Robin, and his Batmobile put together. Kind of that's the best way I would describe it. His bull. So he has to design. I put these like big ass, bones coming out of his back. I just thought it'd be kind of a fun design, And I wanted a mummified bull, and so he just pulls the bone out and turns it into like a big like machete. And also I wanted his rib cage to pop out, out the sides, kind of like a gladiator wheels, but just knives. So he's fighting a bunch of zombified voodoo dolls. I had never seen a zombified voodoo doll in any media. So I thought that would be cool. We could find like, a graveyard filled with those guys. I thought that would be something because I'm always trying to, what haven't we seen yet? So.
Really, really, really cool. So what is your writing process like? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, sure. So basically, come up with a concept. Then I, and then the story will kind of start formulating. Now, anyways, I come up with the end of the story, and then I find out how we get there, and then I figure out what's the story really. Yeah, the ending first. Yeah. The ending can always change, but I think you got to have that first. That's where we're gonna go. And then, after that, I just, what's the story about? Is it a revenge tale? Is it a family tale? Is it, what's the whole point of the story? You could have, all the cool bells and whistles and a cool place and stuff like that, but what's the reader going to take away from it? So that's what I do. Then I do research, just keep rewriting it. I just write until things stick on the page. As far as, with the comic book, I try to keep it to where like there's a reveal each time someone turns the page. So boom, every left page, basically there's a reveal if possible, something right. That way that
keep things moving.
Yeah. And
whiskey milk, I've had that. Does a body good. Well, it also gets it drunk.
Yeah, definitely. They do that in Mexico too. They have like the cow, and then they'll serve milk with tequila. Knock that back. Yeah, that's the first page of the first book up there. So you kind of just see the world.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff. This fascinating world to write in, to draw in.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
And it offers so many options for crazy creatures and stuff and violence and
yeah, totally, man. It's out there,
Really cool.
and hopefully you'll see like in this story, like Butch, like is he the victim, the villain, or the victor? That's the whole point of the story. You know what I mean? Is he gonna?
Right.
That was for the second book, anyways.
Right. So, how long does one page take you to make?
Well, for me, that page took forever. That was on the first book. I have this shtick about like each book I want to have like, basically like a bunch of panels, like a big fight with the two characters on top of the panels, like just kicking ass, like a pose, and get in there really cartoony wise, like real cartoony, and have them just kicking some ass.
Invincible uses this also, this way of like,
yeah, it's totally dope.
Battles, yeah.
And
cool.
Yeah, man, that one, 20 hours, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, like right now, it takes me to do I do a page a week if I'm lucky. So I'll do the layouts.
Oh, wow.
Then the pencils and then the inks. So that'll take me easily 7 days to do because over 3 hours a night if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, right now I've been doing this one page. It's been taking me 2 weeks. Plus, I usually do one commission a month. So
you do commissions too?
Yeah, I figured I could do one a month because I'm doing Hell War, one commission, and then I'm doing I mean, give or take, but no, I try not to do more than one. Then I'm working on 2 other projects too. So
Right.
a lot of stuff.
Right.
And music.
Cool. Yeah. It's a lot of work making a comic book, especially when you do everything yourself, writing, art, colors, everything. Yeah, good for you, man. Cool stuff. Right. So there's a lot to see. That is great. Some people post minimal, like
I would
reviews.
recommend that. Post
No.
minimal or or just maybe, I don't know, maybe just a little bit. But for me, I wanted a whole buffet so you guys could see both books, all the stuff you're gonna have on there. So, but I agree with have a little bit up there, or something in the middle.
Appreciate it. So, is this a new character, different character, or
So in the first book, that's a character called Moth Mammon, and he's a character that actually hatches Butch from his bone cocoon in that bone abbey. And so he's a mysterious character. He's also like his coach, his trainer. He's teaching him the ways on how to use his power. And he's a light eater, so that this guy actually feeds off of light. He sucks it in. And, so but that's about it right there.
Man, you have a fascinating mind.
Thanks. That's Opie the old possum. He's a bounty hunter, and he's in the first book. And I want to make a creature of the night, and I always want to do the possum. He's got like a coonskin cap, but it's a possum skin cap, and he's trying to hunt down Butch Cleaver. He's the cousin to Whitey the Ratatouille, the white rat, which is Butch Cleaver's old boss, and meat tycoon. And this he's a crazy bounty hunter, man.
Good stuff.
That's the voodoo doll.
Look at these characters, man. Every character's like interesting to look at.
These are all thank you, man. These are all cards too. So if you guys back the book, you're all going to get these cards for free. You're going to get
really?
6
That's
cards.
A lot of cards. 6 cards?
6 cards, I believe. Two 6 a.m. stickers, a bumper sticker, a button, and then a big 11x17 wanted poster.
All right.
And a sketch card. So there's, that's for the first 30 backers. So
great. So it's called, guys, the link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's in the description of this video. Go check it out. Go share it out with people. Excellent. This is more like your storefront, right? Because this book is completely funded. It is done.
Yeah.
Right. So, yes. Wow. That looks fascinating. Really cool concept.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, before we round things off, guys, I have one thing to share myself, which is this one. We have a Perfect 10 special edition out. It goes through Critical Blast. They are basically publishing this, the deluxe hardcover artist edition of Perfect 10. It's now 130 pages. We started with 84 pages and we just jacked it up. So now it's 130 pages.
Killer.
It costs the same, guys. So the basic book you have for $45, but you get like it's a bigger book. There's extra material. You see sketches, like you can see it here. You see layouts. You see the script, so you can read along. You see the lettering, and so step by step. And you have the colored pages also. You get some extra sketches with it, some poster material. So a lot of cool stuff. You can also get your own character commission if you want, or a head sketch. Any character you commission, you ask for, we can provide. And we are still selling original sequential pages also. So check this out, guys. Share it. The link is in the description. So. All right.
Looks sick. I gotta say.
Thank you, Matt. Matt, thank you for being my guest for today, for helping me out doing the show.
Thanks for having me on, man. You should come on my show sometime if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The crazy times that you have your show.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, thank you, sir. And best of luck with your campaign, right? With your books.
Oh yeah.
And special thanks to the chat, to everyone who showed up today and if you're watching through the replay, thank you so much, because without you, there's no point. So thank you. If you like this conversation, give it a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I will be back next week. Same time, same channel, new guest. Hope to see you guys then. Thank you all. Bye.